What's up, man? This your boy, Aski Songhai, and I'm here with my mans. Introduce yourself, please.
Rafai Israel.
Alright, man. You know, what do you do before we get started on this real shit?
I create a Facebook page called Word on the Street. It already has around 15,000 likes, and it's still growing.
Alright, man. You know, we're looking at a future entrepreneur right here, so we're about to get started. First question. What is your definition of emotional maturity?
My personal definition of emotional maturity is basically someone who's mature on an emotional level, meaning that they have some level of balance within their life.
Right.
And not just in their life, but in their actions and whatnot.
When you say balance, what do you mean by that? Are you talking emotional, or are you talking about like?
I'm talking about, yeah, like emotional balance. Like, you can admit when you're wrong. You can, accept.
Why do you think it's hard for people to do that, though?
It's hard for people to do that because they not only been programmed to be emotionally stagnant, but they're content with the fear of maturing because of the demons that they held from the past.
So when you say like, let's take it back. Let's take it back.
Yeah.
Cause this is gonna be a deep convo. Let's say if I was in school, right?
Yeah.
How would I know the difference between an emotionally mature person and a person who's not emotionally mature? How can someone spot that out if I was to go to school?
Someone is emotionally mature when they can admit when they're wrong. There's a lot of kids and people who claim that they're adults who can't admit when they're wrong. Perfect example, a lot of our young people between the ages of 25 and 30, like when they know that they're wrong, they won't admit it because they're too prideful. And
Right.
that pride is what prevents them from being emotionally mature.
Right. Does that pride? Do you think that pride comes from like school? Right. Do you think that school limits our emotional maturity?
That's kind of tough.
I gotta, you know me, man. I gotta.
Yeah, I do. The reason why school prevents niggas from like achieving is simply because the fact that they don't want to make you grow on an emotional level. You get what I'm saying? They try to keep you at a certain level,
So like, you mean like stupid or like?
They
Not even stupid, but like, would you say like?
they try to keep you at what level pop culture dictates. For example, if a lot of people's rocking skinny jeans, they want to emotionally keep you at that level where you're just a nigga who just rocks skinny jeans for the rest of his life or whatever trends. Like they teach you how to be followers. In order to be emotionally mature, you have to be somewhat of a leader in your own life.
Right.
That's the part of maturity. That's the part of being an adult. Independence.
Right.
A lot of schools is preventing niggas from being independent on an emotional level. Like they have to always be dependent, whether it's a crowd they are involved in, whether it's a crowd they're involved in, whether it's parents trying to tell them to go to college even though they don't want to. They want to be. School tries to keep them at that level. School don't want kids to be emotionally mature because there's plenty of emotionally I'll scratch that. There's emotionally mature people everywhere.
Right.
Now, where often are these people? They're either famous or they're somewhat successful because they chose their own route. They didn't let someone else dictate.
And yeah, real quick, I gotta cut you off. It's funny you said famous because there's a fact that I read, and nobody will probably even believe this, but majority of the best actors and superstars are actually introverts, which are people who's not even flashy and shit like that. Just like how you were saying, like they're not even on a personal note, like level, should I say? They're not even like out there like that. From what even Chris Brown, all of them, they on a level of like, yo, I want to just work on the shit I gotta work on, and just be to myself.
Yeah.
Like, you know, do you think that people who think that way don't have a life? Because a lot of people will be like, yo, he's boring.
Yeah.
You know, he don't want to have fun. He just want to just do, you know, lazy shit. He don't want to go shopping. He don't want to do nothing. Do you think niggas like that is, you know, boring? Or do you think that niggas who want to actually excel as far as their knowledge, do you think that that's cool?
I mean, it all comes down to perception. Now, what's the definition of fun? Fun is just something that you do as a pastime. It's something that you like.
Right.
You know, that's the fundamentals of fun. Like, it's something you like to do.
Right.
So it's like, regardless of whatever, regardless of what you're doing or whatever,
Yep.
you just have to like what you're doing.
Right.
Now, when it comes to those people who say that those people are boring, those people are projecting that they're boring on the inside. Because when you find out how, like, their lives, it's repeating the same thing. So in reality, they're no different than a boring dude who does the same thing. For example, if you're out partying every week, that's stagnant. If you're out reading books every day, that's stagnant. It's both borings of the same thing.
I fuck with that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, like, would fun be considered, like, let's say fun would be considered partying and boring would be considered, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, if you're not, like I said, and I always say it, if you're not out there doing something that's fucking molly popping, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're considered just dead weight. Like, so, how about I put it like this? Does people who go to these parties and do all this stuff, do they actually have a better life than those who don't do that and want to participate in the stuff that they want to do? Or do they have to find a balance, do you think?
I think everyone has to find a balance. Like, there's a lot of people who are considered boring, who
Right.
are, you know, boring.
Right.
But it all comes down to, like, your preference and who you are. Like, if you're comfortable in your own skin, why would someone else's boring bother you? Like, that's a
true.
part of emotional maturity. Like, whatever you do as fun, if you know, play ball versus you reading comics, it's all fun. The difference is, if you're emotionally mature, that wouldn't bother you because you're comfortable with who you are within.
Right.
On a mature enough level to balance out that this person has their set of fun, that person has their
Well,
set.
what age should the requirement be for you to be emotionally mature?
That's pretty tough. That's pretty tough. I think it's relative, but as far as my personal opinion, I think that since everyone's different, we all, you know, have a different way of showing emotional maturity.
Right.
But I think the age, as far as emotionally mature, should be around 20, because it's a vital time in your life. Like, you're transitioning from that kid who's in school every day to a person who's a working person in the world.
Right.
And you're gonna need that as far as not only just success, but as far as, like, who you're feeling on the inside.
Right. So, is it vital then that, especially nowadays, kids, you know, I'm just putting this out there,
Yeah.
should kids be homeschooled? Because because you already said that the public school system seems to not really be doing much on a social level. We know damn well it's not doing much on an educational level. So being that it limits you on both levels, it seemed like, do you think public school is the shit that, you know, we need? Do we need public school anymore?
No, we don't. But at the same time, homeschooling, it would backfire. And the reason why I say homeschool would backfire, because majority of adults around here aren't emotionally mature. You know what I'm saying? So it would be leaving one prison and entering another. And, you know, the main cause of, you know, conformity, which also limits emotional maturity in this society, is the parents. They're the first step.
Also put that pressure on their kids to conform?
I think, yeah, exactly. Definitely. It's like young versus old. You know, there's like the old way and then there's the new way. And like, this is what parents have been doing their whole life. You know, they'll be like, do this, do that.
Right.
Because that's what I've been doing my whole life. So I want you to do it too. You can't be doing anything different.
Right.
Because, you know, I feel like some parents don't want their children to be greater than them. You know, they're trying to hold you back.
He's right.
Or some parents are just trying to live through you.
Right.
You know, they need to do some shit, so they want you to do it for them.
Real.
You know?
Right.
So, yeah, it's just like the way they were raised, and
Right.
it's based off of their fears and biases. You feel me?
That's real.
All it is.
That's real.
Yeah, I feel like it's exactly like what Steven said. Like the parents like they feel like, well, I'll put it this way, like
Take
my
your time,
parents,
yep.
yeah, my parents like they go to school and stuff, because like that's all they know.
Right.
All they know is like school and stuff.
I feel you.
And
Yep.
they don't know a different route. So it may not be because like they want you to, like they want you to conform, but they don't know any other.
Exactly.
Like,
You know,
they weren't
yep.
taught.
For example,
Nah,
Yeah,
that's you stopping on some pins right now.
yeah, because
Like, yeah.
let's be honest. What's the point of conformity? It's to limit you. That's the point. Conforming. You conform. You're put in a place. So it limits you. You know, an emotionally mature person knows when to go about something and when to like step back. For example, the producer Timbaland, he said that he had to grow up in order for him to be around Jay-Z again. And he said they had a fallout around 08, and Jay distanced himself, and then Timbaland had to do some soul searching, so then they do the Magna Carta Holy Grail album. He said it in a few interviews about it. Like he was on pills and all that.
Who, Tim?
Yeah, Timbaland was on pills.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he dealt with a pill. That's why he was like always big like 06, 07. Yeah.
I never knew
If
that.
you notice, him and Jay didn't work on no music that much at that time either.
Right, that's true. That's true. So all right, so as far as adults,
Yeah.
because you brought up Timbo and Jay-Z, and you did say parents. As far as adults, how does that happen? How is it that, like, let's say, like, I'm a kid,
Yeah.
and I'm coming from school, whatever, and I say, Mom or Dad, I'm getting bullied because I don't have the new phone or the new pair of shoes.
Yeah.
I'm being bullied because of that.
Yeah.
How is the parents enforcing that? What is the parents not doing to make sure that his emotional maturity level can grow?
It's simple. Since they was taught to be limited, they're gonna limit their kids because that's all they know. While at the same time, even though that's all that they know that there's more out there. They're just fighting it. A perfect example, right? Majority of parents want their kids to go to college. They want their kids to like go to college, right? There's nothing wrong with college, but you have to pimp it out. A lot of people let college pimp them out because their parents told them to go to college.
Right.
Instead of doing something that they felt deep inside that they want to do.
Right.
Everyone knows when it's time to grow. Everyone does. Kids, when they're around like 11 or 12, Mom, stop buying me toys. They know. They like, you know
That's
when
the
it's
truth,
time
yeah.
to grow.
That's a good point.
Now, there's other people who, you know, who dealt with like trauma and stuff, so that kind of like stops their emotional development because they haven't made peace with whatever they was dealing with. A lot of people, what they do, they try to fast forward through life, live the fast life, while not taking time to stop. So while you're speeding through, you haven't even built a foundation on your emotions yet. And that's why I feel there's a reason why a lot of parents aren't really helping their kids.
So just to put it out there, because I don't know if you're hiding it
Yeah,
or if you being real. I think you're being 100% so far.
yeah,
Are parents conformed?
yes.
If they're sending their kids out there, right? Let's say to school,
Yeah,
and the kid says, I don't have these new pairs of Jordans or I don't have these new pairs of shoes. What you're telling me is these parents are conformed because in their past life they was conformed,
yeah.
and they don't have the heart to tell their kids, no, you're not gonna get that. You're gonna wear what I tell you to wear or what you choose to wear because you have a mind of your own and you can do it by yourself.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me? You're telling me that parents conformed and now they're forcing their kids to do the same thing?
Yeah, they do. Cause I've seen it happen in public several times. Like, Mommy, like I don't want to wear Jordans or whatnot, and these kids are like 4. Like, what kid needs $80 shoes? Like, let's be honest. All they
Yeah.
care about is PBS, toys, and making little friends
Right.
and being with the world around them.
Right.
That's all kids care about. Kids are at the definition of free souls.
Right.
So when you conform, that soul isn't free no more.
Right. So being that the parents conformed,
Yeah.
and being that we understand what conformity is, we understand that conformity is not necessarily a good thing, but if we're using it in the context of not being yourself
Yeah.
to almost harm yourself,
Yeah.
is this setting us back? Being that 74% of black owned, we're talking about black people, this is Black Book, I don't talk about other races. Being that 74%, 73% of houses, black owned houses, or even places that's rent, is owned by single mothers.
Yeah.
Is this one of the things that's holding us back? Let's keep it real. I'm not blaming the woman, but I'm keeping it real.
Yeah.
Is that one of the things that's holding us back?
Yeah, and it is because they're not emotionally mature enough. They're having kids while not being emotionally mature enough to take care of them. For example, a lot of mothers, no offense to them, but they assume they assume that because they give their kid clothes and they buy them food that they're good parents.
Yeah.
That's anyone could take care of another human being.
Right.
If a boyfriend, pays for everything for his girlfriend, does that make him, a great parent? No. A parent is supposed to be there to school a kid physically, emotionally, educationally, and mentally.
Right.
A parent's supposed to prepare you to be better than them.
Right.
That's the point of parenting. So when it comes to things like conformity,
So why can't the parent do that now?
they're not emotionally mature enough. They haven't made peace. You got to think about it.
Wait, hold up. You said a key word. They haven't what?
They haven't made peace
What?
with their past. They're just going through life, just doing stupid things.
Y'all heard that? Y'all heard that. He said they have not made peace with their past. That's something, that's true. I like that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because it's according to, I forgot the psychologist's name, but he said 77% of people in America haven't emotionally matured in their life.
Ooh.
That's overwhelming majority. So this is why you see people out here trying to pick fights that are trying to pick worthless battles. This is why people can't find balance. For example, you have people who's doing well financially, but emotionally they feel dead inside.
Right.
They haven't found that balance. A lot of people out, they try to look love from the outside first instead of from within.
Right.
Due to low self-esteem.
Right.
And as far as emotional maturity, it's just the level of acceptance in who you are. And most people haven't, because they've been conformed not to accept themselves, but to be something that they're not.
How does that, if you can give me a brief summary, how does conformity work? How does it start?
Conformity starts in the house when a child wants to do something, but the parent tells them no. And I don't mean on a discipline. I don't mean on a discipline level. I mean on a level where that kid is trying to be his own individual.
Right.
For example, if he wants to wear Spider-Man shoes to school, but mommy wants to get him Jordans. Another example of conformity is around the ages of 10 and 12. Between the ages of 10 and 12, these kids make a huge departure from who they was when they was 8 or 9. Now, I'm all for growth, but it's not really a good change. This kid, since he wants to find himself and understand who they are, this child, growing up or whatnot, they want to be like everyone else.
Right.
Because their parents, because around that time, that's when kids start making fun of you.
Right.
Around the ages of 10 and 12. And I'm talking about seriously making fun of you. I'm not talking about you laugh at the kid because he got the answer wrong. I'm talking about make fun of you, really dig into you.
Right.
Middle school is I could say it's the slaughterhouse for conformity.
Hell yeah, man.
It's the slaughterhouse.
Me and you talked about it. Middle school, man.
I got into so many fights. I lost some, won some.
Yeah, that's real.
I was just who I am.
Right.
People would try to
Is that a threat though?
Huh?
My bad to cut you off, but is that a threat to people when you're trying to be yourself in a place where it's just
you gotta go with the flow.
yeah, why is that such a threat to people? Why can't you just be you? Let me be me and you be you. Damn,
Well, it's a threat to their perception. Like, that's the biggest thing. That's the only thing. It's a threat to their perception of what things should be. For example, if you've been taught all your life that black kids are just gangsters or nerds, but when you see a guy who's not really a nerd, who's like in the middle, like he likes comics, but like he can beat your ass.
Right.
That confuses people. That confusion dictates the fear that they have within themselves. Cause it's like, I don't know what to do with this kid. Cause I have to try to find a weakness within this kid who I can't come through on like a surface level.
Right. And I've seen it too. That's on Smile. I'm like, yo, I've seen that so many times.
Yeah, like a lot of kids change in middle school. Majority, actually, they change. I've seen kids who were scholastic books all day 6th grade, but became we the hoes at 7th grade. I've seen it happen, regardless of gender. You know, as far as how conformity works, it works not only within students upon student, but it's a system. It's a system.
So you're saying conformity is like racism?
Yeah, it's a system. That's
No,
the point.
hold on. Before we, because I know people are gonna be like, well, racism can be for anybody. No, it's not. Racism is a system, just like he said. My brother right here, Rafaya, said, racism is a system developed so that you will not win. You will always, the black man, the Hispanic man, they will always be set back. Your average white guy who's walking around, he will always have money in his pocket because the system is made for him.
Yeah.
See, because the white man can't manifest shit from off his mind. He can't eat fruits and shit with the skin on it. He can't do that. So what happens is they got to come to a system, you know, a racist system where they don't have to compete. So you come to America. I don't got to compete with nobody. Everybody else who's colored gets killed. So, you know, we're going to make a system. So now, I say all this to say Rafai is saying now that this shit, conformity is a system.
Yeah.
Break that down, bro.
It's a system because, like I said, it's there to like limit you. It's there not to let you be a free soul that you are.
Because when you say system, you have to realize, especially in schools, let's take it to school. Because a lot of kids from school are probably watching
this.
this.
Talk like as far as like everything involved.
No, I got you. But real quick, just the school part. And it still goes on. Don't worry. I'm not even trying to take you off. It's still the same shit. When you say it's a system, right? And if we're just talking school, don't lose track of what you was going to say.
Yeah.
But when you're saying school, does that include the teachers?
Yeah, of course. Because
break it all down. Just do your thing. Yeah.
In my personal experience, a lot of teachers wasn't cool with me. Like, I'm just going to be blunt.
Say a little bit.
They wasn't like cool with me.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Like, I did the work and all that. I was a C average student. And this is the funny thing. A fact about C students. Majority of them become successful in life.
Facts.
The kids who's not trying to be honorable, but the kids who's not failing. But teachers want you to be either or. That's conformity. They want you either to be F student or A student. That's the point. It's not about being a C+ student.
Right.
Because even though the reason why I say conformity is a system in the schools is because the majority of people who's like successful as far, I just use hip hop. Majority of people who's successful in the hip hop world, they never spoke highly about their teachers.
That's true.
They never. They was like, teachers try to stop me from doing this, blah, 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 you know. Dead Prez said, they said an interesting line, because they was like, all my high school teachers can suck my dick.
Right.
For feeding me white lies.
And got paid for it too.
Yeah, because it's a system. Those teachers can't be in position without kids conforming. That's the point of them being there. They're to enforce it. School isn't about learning. It's about repeating and how obedient you are. If school was about learning, people would be emotionally mature.
Yep.
So,
not even that. People will be learning economics. We'll be learning about business, financial shit. Like, only financial shit we know is what? College financial. The financial papers for college. That's the only financial stuff we write. But besides that, it seemed like everything else is just like... And it's funny you said that, because there's kids who conformed in... Like, for example, me. I've seen kids who was not conformed, right?
Yeah.
And get into... I won't even say get into the most trouble, but they'll get the harshest punishment as opposed to the ones who's not... As opposed to the ones who are conformed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? give you an example. Like I remember one time, you know, I was stupid. I was singing in class, I know, but I wasn't singing loud. You know, just a little hey hey. But the thing was though, it was like I got the more harshest punishment than the conform nigga who was jumping on top of the desk and stuff like that. How do you explain that? Like, what is that like something that teachers talk about? And because this conformity thing, as far as it being a what do you call it?
System.
A system. It could be a stretch to people who's watching this. I can agree. I agree with you. But what? How can you stop that from being a stretch?
Just look around you. Like, look around you. Like,
Are they conformed?
huh?
Are they conformed?
Who?
Them over there.
What? Those kids?
Yeah, are they conformed?
Most likely.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Now, how would you know that?
How would I know?
How do you know when a person? Because a person will be like, "Yo, you just judging him because he looks." I think you just hating on a nigga. How would I? You know, we gotta squash it in many areas. Like, how do you know?
How I know when someone is conformed is when you can tell that that's not. You can tell they're not happy with who they are by
Right.
what they're doing. Like that's the best way I can put it. You can tell when someone is putting on a mask for society. That's the rule of conformity, a mask for society. That's the rule. A lot of teachers, especially, you know, with the black kids, they either want you to be, hey, hello, how you doing? Or, no, nigga, what's good? Like, they want you to either be an A student or F student.
But when you're in between, what do you think that teacher be thinking? When you're not a fuck up, but at the same time, you're just, you know what I mean? Like, what do they think you think? Like, yo, how should I? Because do they put them, those type of students, in like the class clown group, or do they put them in the, like, what group do you think a teacher will put that type of student in?
They don't put them in groups. That's why that teacher feels some type of way about that student. You can't group a kid like that. You can't put them with the idiots.
Right.
And the thing is, when it comes to teachers, they are taught to teach two crowds. They're taught to teach failures and popular crowds. They're taught, yeah, and you know, there are popular kids who are scoring high grades, but that's primarily because of sports. Let's be real now. So
That's actually true. I didn't even peep that.
yeah,
That's true.
There's popular kids who are, you know, scoring grades, but that's for sports,
Right.
which is like entertainment.
And then you know what's crazy is that the higher score most likely you need when you in an urban school, it's probably like a C. But go to a white school. Oh, you need like a B average, B plus to stay in that team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's crazy you said that, because one more question too, or maybe two. Hold up, real quick. All right, we're gonna get to it. Do you believe that the ego has a lot to do with emotional maturity level?
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with ego. Everyone has it. Like,
Right.
That's a part of you, you know? For example, if you feel hungry, that's your ego telling you feel hungry. There's nothing wrong with ego. It's just the balance part.
All right.
That's the thing. Like, it just needs to be balanced.
All right. So, you know, one last question, man, because you been spitting fire, man.
Yeah, man.
You been spitting fire. You might be recurring on here. You know what I mean? Because niggas don't want to hear that real shit. They just want to hear everything will be okay, this, and that. Nah, we cool, nah. You know?
Yeah, another thing
Yeah.
to add on to your previous point
Yeah,
about
do your thing, yep.
how you know when a kid's conform.
Yep.
When they feel threatened by a kid who isn't.
Mm.
That's the main sign. When they feel threatened by a kid who isn't.
So, like, what would be the threat? Like, not wearing something that they...
Just not following status quo. Like, if everyone wears, for example, if everyone wears saggy jeans and you come in with khakis on, like, they're gonna look at you some type of way.
So, can we have unity without emotional maturity?
No, we can't.
How?
Because the ego, ego is how things like, how should I explain it? Everyone's egos is in balance. So the main part of emotional maturity is balance. If everyone's egos is in balance, there can't be a unity.
Right.
Because you're not willing to admit that there is an overall set goal.
Right.
Unity is important, but the first step before unity is emotional maturity. For example, if in the army, there's a captain and there's, you know, his soldiers.
Right.
Now, all of them have to make the emotionally mature decision to follow this captain's rule because he knows what he's talking about.
Right.
But if everyone's egos is getting in the way, that's how division is created.
Right.
Division, division is one of the things that prevent emotional maturity.
Right.
I mean, not emotional maturity, but unity.
Unity.
Yeah.
Okay. So, cause I remember somebody was telling me, I'm not gonna say no names. You know who it is though.
Yeah.
But somebody was telling me that you can just come together. Fuck all that. We can do it. We don't need all that emotional. We don't need that. We could just come together and things will be okay.
We've tried that before. It hasn't worked. We tried coming together. It hasn't worked. People's too divided.
From what
There's
though?
so many different for ego reasons.
Yeah.
For reasons that pertain to like ego.
Yeah.
Look around you, right? The only time people want to unite is when there's something that's just like them, which is, like I said, another thing of performance.
Right.
People only want to unite with something that's similar to themselves.
Right.
Me and you, we're two completely different people.
Right.
But we unite because we're emotionally mature enough to make that decision.
Right.
And we've been friends for years.
Right.
So,
Like you have a religious mindset. I really don't. But we never just sit around and be like, yo, I don't like you, cause like it just be like, nigga.
you're living your life.
Yeah, like yeah, bro. That's
So it's
yeah.
like everyone is trying to look for something that's like themselves.
Right.
How can you be emotionally mature when you can't when you can't settle your differences with your fellow man, your fellow sister, or whatever?
And they be grown adults doing it too.
Yeah. There's people who actually cut people off because that person was a Trump supporter. Like, there's really people out here who got divided. Oh, you must be a bodyguard because you're supporting Trump. I don't support Trump.
Right.
I don't support Hillary. But look around you. Like,
I had a full.
there's
Yeah.
people who can unite regardless of differences, and that is a first step to emotional maturity
Right.
as far as like on a unity level.
Right. I agree. So, again, man, you're dope, man. You seem to know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I can get someone right now to get on this camera with you, bro. Like, if I can. Oh, that skateboarder, I mean, I wish the skateboarder was here. Is that dude over there? He's looking at me? No homo? All right, cool. All right. Because I was looking over there for you. But, yo, man, like I said, we're going to get back to you.
Yeah.
Emotional maturity. You know what I'm saying? This is ref, man. He does his studies, bro. Like I said, I don't just put any nigga on here. These dudes, they do their own primary study. And if you do not believe them, we right here in Boston. You come here. You know what I'm saying? We can talk. So, again, we out here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
BLACKBOOKT.TV.